Hey guys, it's me Jaden, and today I wanted to talk about the 5 major problems that are ruining Counter-Strike Deathmatch. So you guys know me as the type to play like only horror games, but I play other games, and Counter-Strike is one of the games I play. And the one and my favorite game mode is Deathmatch, so I play quite a lot of it actually, and because of that, I have seen in these problems and have dealt with them and I've waged at them. Some of these problems are super easy fixes, which if they just fix them, it would make deathmatch 100 times better. But they don't. It kind of ruins it. If it wasn't for these problems, I would play deathmatch more. But it's ruining in Counter Strike in total for me. So I don't want to keep this going so far. So I'm just gonna begin with problem number one: the guns. So let me ask you a question. When you play Counter Strike a deathmatch, what is the main gun that kills you? You might have immediately said the AK or the AWP, and I would agree because that's literally the only gun 90% of people use. If you've ever played a single game of deathmatch, you'll see the servers are run with people running those two guns only, unless they're playing in the other class, the anti-terrorists. Is then they're using the other gun for them. I don't really know the names of anything, but those are the main guns that run, and they are completely ruining the experience. You play for literally 2 seconds, and then you get headshot by an AK-47 user from across the entire map because these two guns are both one-hit kills. So any distance, you're dead. So it kind of ruins the game when you can't even play. It makes it hard to actually try new guns. The main thing about Counter Strike is guns and stuff, but you can't use anything else. Deathmatch is supposed to be respawn instantly, try new guns, and it makes it fun, right? Wrong. When you can't even get to use these other guns, because if you try any of them, you die instantly. If you've ever tried to run any other gun other than the AK, you would know how hard it is to use them. A few of the other guns are now being used more, as I see, but still the main guns are AKs and AWPs, because the one-hit kill, they they just spam these. If you use try to use the shotgun, you get sniped across the map. You try to use the assault rifles, or any other gun, SMGs, whatever that is, you may get one, two, before you immediately get your head blown off by an AK or an AWP from across the map. The AK's always been a problem in Counter Strike. It's not my favorite gun. Just okay, I'm back. Sorry guys, my headset just died on me. But anyways, back as I was saying, and the AK kind of is overpowered. And you might be a few of you commenting down below going, "Oh, what? You just terrible at Counter Strike. You can't even use the AK." And I'm saying, fail. Yeah, but the AK also is too OP, and you know that too. If you've ever played Counter Strike, you would absolutely know that. It's the main gun of hackers, so of course it's OP. I literally don't even have to explain why. Right? They ruined it now. Again, it would be the AK is such an easy fix. I'm not gonna go in much detail, but all I'm saying, fix the accuracy, lower the damage, balance. Anyways, like I'm saying, thing about guns is it's such an easy fix. It's nerf some guns in there. Maybe get rid of some for deathmatch because, God, I want to try the other guns, but it's impossible. You're getting a headshot across the map. I want to try them, but I can't. So to finish this off, fix the guns valve. God. Now let's move on to problem 2. The second problem I've noticed, the spawn. Oh my God, this is the most infuriating thing I've experienced in COD. No, not COD. I don't. In Counter Strike, it's the most furious thing I've ever experienced. Counter Strike has the worst spawn thing in games in for deathmatch I've ever seen, ever. It sucks. Worst thing ever. If you've ever played a deathmatch even once, you would understand. You get the spawn rate is completely random. I think the only thing they have for the system is if a player is standing on that one it's a little speck, it won't spawn a player there. That's about it. I think it's a major problem with the spawn rate. It usually, including spawning a player there silently, the sounds are broken. I've played it a lot of times, and usually the sounds are so quiet over gunfire that people will appear out of thin air to shoot you dead. You might be thinking, we should buy a better headset. I'm sorry, some of us are not rich. Just leave, you rich folk. But back to what I'm saying. The spawn is kind of broken. It doesn't work well. Uh, you would know this. It's usually you get a kill or you shoot someone dead and you go to reload. Someone spawns right there to instantly kill you. I've had experiences with me shooting someone and immediately the exact same spot, a millisecond after the dude who died, a new player spawned just to shoot me. The spawning rate is terrible because it doesn't detect if nearby players are around. So you would get spawned in a battlefield with like 20 people aiming at you just to blow you your head off immediately. So you may get one kill or something. You take one step, then you're dead. This is just what I've seen. And anyone who's played Deathmatch would know immediately. It's the worst feeling when you spawn in and just get instantly killed before you even take one step. The spawning thing is such an easy fix in video games. And if they could code it in where you spawn, they could code in a little sensor to detect if a player is at least in this radius before spawning them, because it ruins it. Yeah, they have people hiding behind boxes, the spawn camp. You got you turn the corner, someone just spawn invincible, and you get killed. It's a major problem, which they don't fix, especially with the sound quality. Make it louder. All I'm saying, make it louder. You would not know how much that would fix it. Because so you don't get jumped by players immediately spawning, no sound. Turn corners, there's a dude there. Just spawned, no sound. It makes it super hard to get more than one kill because the second you kill anyone and you go to reload after wasting your whole clip to kill him, boom, dude peeled behind you, just shoot you dead. It makes playing in the game mode extremely infuriating because for a game mode you're supposed to be spending less time on the death screen. You're spending even more on it. You're supposed to be playing the game. That's what instant respawn is. But you die instantly when you respawn because of the respawn. Valve, fix this, please, man. Please. So it's an easy fix, man. Fix it, man. Please, man. I beg you. But it's easy fix. Is to add a spawn radius, is increase the volume, and detect if a player is nearby before you spawn. Because if it's a player hiding behind a box, then you just die. You don't know they're there, they hear you spawn, and they shoot you. Easy fix. But now I'm going to move on to problem number 3. The third major problem in this is obviously hackers. You might be like, okay, that's just a problem in Counter-Strike in general. And I agree. You can't go one match without finding a hacker in normal Counter-Strike. Deathmatch is somewhat worse. You see, the problem is spectating ain't automatic. When you get spectate the person that kills you, you actually have to take the effort to do it. And most people don't want to do that. They want to play the game. That's it. So hackers usually run into the server, aim hacks, and all this type of other stuff, and they usually go on killing sprees without anyone noticing. And because of the instant respawn, you might not think of anything because you're getting headshot all the time by AKs. You don't really think anything. You're just mad. But then, hackers are extremely hard to spot on deathmatch. Normal Counter-Strike, they're pretty easy to spot. They're not that hard to spot. Deathmatch, because instant respawn stuff, it's way harder to notice when a person is hacking. And it's a major problem in my experience. And it's when you deal with aim hackers and stuff. They are usually the ones ruling the lobbies, and you can never kill them because they're always killing you. This is a fix in general. Update anti-cheat. Valve, update your anti-cheat. Literally the easiest fix known to gaming. Up the anti-cheat. All weak hackers gone. That's about like 50% of your hacker base. And if you keep updating it, boom, 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 most of the hackers are gone. You can't get rid of all of them. It's physically impossible. Every game's gonna have a hacker. You can't get rid of all of them. But you can fix it. I want to play. Fix the hacker problem, man. If you fix this, Counter-Strike will improve. Deathmatch will improve. Every game mode out of Counter-Strike will approve. So that's all I'm saying, man. I'm gonna not go into too much detail on this one, just because, you know, hackers is just general. There's like a million videos of people going hacker, hacker, hacker. All these hacker videos of Counter-Strike. So I'm gonna go into less detail and move on to problem 4. I think I'm on 4. Yep, 4. The next problem, lag. Oh my god. This is gonna be good at a rant about right now. So, if you play Counter-Strike, you know the game has terrible lag. And you might be typing, oh, that's just because you have terrible internet and terrible PC, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. The lag is what ruins it. Lag in general is already bad enough for Counter-Strike. 400 it ping in a normal game. But I've noticed it seems to be worse in deathmatch. Just because there's so much stuff being spawned in, instantly spawn, and guns, all of this stuff. Instead of just deleting the player, and the AI off the thing when a player gets killed, instead you're facing more players and stuff for the deathmatch. Using AK, more bullets, all this stuff. So because of this, a lot more spawned in. Because of bad lag, it will cause extreme lag spikes. Right, it will cause shots that should have hit to miss, and it's just rage-inducing. Out of all games, Counter-Strike is the only game I have nearly smashed my monitor. Which is saying something, because I can keep my cool with every other game. But Counter-Strike is lag, terrible. I have experienced some bad lag, but Counter-Strike has terrible one. Deathmatch experienced the worst of it, just because of how much stuff has to be spawned in, and the extra AI for it. It already has bad enough AI and coding and stuff in it, but because of this extra little bit, it absolutely ruins it. It makes it impossible to play without immediately wanting to whip your hair out because a shot that you absolutely should have hit didn't because of lag. I've had many experiences with this, and I've nearly lost it a few times. But lag in general is also still a Counter-Strike general thing, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. But now we got something that's extremely popular and that's extremely ruining Counter-Strike. It's my 5th problem. The bots. There's already 100 videos on bots, but I'm going to go into brief detail about this. But let's just talk about this. Counter-Strike has a massive problem with bots already. Even hackers and stuff. But Deathmatch has an extreme problem with bot hackers. People will spawn in bots, and they'll go around killing everyone. They look like normal players, and they have great aim. It's the same thing as hackers is, so that's why I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, because it's the exact same thing as hackers. Automated. But yeah, usually around a single lobby will have about 5 or so bots that are acting like real players, and will absolutely headshot you from across the map with any gun. Every single time. They take spots of players, and they make it hard to play. Real players make mistakes. These bots don't. That's why they usually, around the end of the game, have a perfect score. That's how it's easy to spot them, but it's still very annoying to face them. So that's one big issue. But like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail. There's already hundreds of videos explaining that. If you want to go see more about that, check out their videos. I recommend them. They're actually pretty good. Recommend. I don't have any recommendations for any YouTubers, but just look around. You'll find some good ones. So, anyways, that is 5 major problems in Counter-Strike Deathmatch that are absolutely ruining the game. So, if you have any other problems I didn't mention in today's video, comment them down below so I can, if I ever make a part 2, I can add those as well. But I'm probably not gonna make a part 2. But if you want to see more content of me ranting about what's wrong with games and stuff, just comment down below what game you want to see me rant, some problems you have with it, and I may make like another video about ranting about 5 problems about other games, maybe DBD, Left 4 Dead, maybe just Valve games in total. Oh, 5 problems with Valve. That'll be the next thing, maybe. But if you want to see more videos of me doing stuff like this, just leave a like and subscribe. I'm not used to doing stuff like this, but I wanted to give it a try. So I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for watching. Over and